Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Albertsons. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley, here with Greg Hansen. Greg, Arizona plays possibly its biggest game in program history here on Friday against Oregon in the
Wait a sec. Possibly?
Possibly. That's a different show. Yeah. They're playing Oregon here on Friday. The win, Arizona can win their first outright conference championship and possibly get into the Final Four. All the talk, though, this time of year is about coaching changes. Florida still has a vacancy. Coaches are being fired and hired by the day. Rich Rodriguez's name is bound to continue coming up the more games he wins and the more jobs open up. Is there anything at this point you think would pique his interest?
Well, Les Miles goes to Michigan. I think LSU would swoop in and try to get him. Mm-hmm. I think that would turn his head. But one no one's mentioned is the NFL. Mm-hmm. What if the Atlanta Falcons, of all teams, fire Mike Smith, who's having his second consecutive bad year?
Right. And Dirk Cutter as his offensive coordinator.
Right. Maybe that's why he's getting fired. Anyway, maybe Arthur Blank, who owns that guy with the mustache who looks like an old Hollywood movie star, who owns the Falcons. Maybe he looks at Chip Kelly and goes, hey, this is what we should do too. Yeah. Let's hire Rich Rodriguez. He's got a summer home 50 miles from Atlanta. Let's bring him in here and turn everything around. Now, do you think Rich Rod would go to the Atlanta Falcons?
If the Atlanta Falcons said, here's $7 million a year and bring everybody with you, yes. Now, how about this? Just throwing this out there, as long as we're talking about sort of tenuous connections, New York Jets aren't going to keep Rex Ryan.
No chance.
New York Jets. No chance. Where did the New York Jets owner Woody Johnson go to college?
But he's not a guy who's held on to U of A.
Okay. But anyway, so back to the Atlanta Falcons. Do you think it would turn his head?
No, I don't.
Why?
Because there would be too many people in control above him.
Okay.
The general manager, the director of player personnel, the owner, who is a hands-on owner if you watched Hard Knocks this year.
He stands in the middle of practice.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
And Rich Rod is, if anything, Mr. Control. Mm-hmm. So to me, I don't think he's an NFL guy. He's Mr. College Football. Mm-hmm. As soon as I'm saying this, I'm going to be wrong. But that's the way I'm going to say that and stay with it.
You know, it's funny, Greg, when I covered the team, Mike Stoops was in charge and then Rich Rodriguez for a year. And to me, initially, the one thing that struck me about Rich Rod was he seemed to at least pretend to generally enjoy the things that college football coaches have to do. I think he likes speaking to boosters. I think he likes kissing babies, talking about mascots, listening to the band. The sort of things that separate the pageantry and sort of the camaraderie that separates college football from the pros, I think is a burden on a lot of guys. I think that he genuinely enjoys it. I mean, it's like he's the mayor,
I was watching him before and after the game Friday. Mm-hmm. After the game, you couldn't have been more joyous than he appeared to be. Mm-hmm. I mean, and if you're doing that at Florida or LSU or somewhere, there's got to be in the back of your mind, well, we got to keep on doing something else.
That's the expectation, right.
There's another step we got to go. Well, I think on Friday that was just, we're here for now.
For now.
But it was just, I think he's a college guy.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Albertsons. For Greg Hansen, I'm Ryan Finley. Are you going to go to the Atlanta Falcons?
Can I have a grow a mustache first?
Yeah, I think so. That's what you got to do. We'll see you next time.
It's game time here at Albertsons, so listen up. It's our goal to help you score great deals. So pay attention to the game plan because you could win Cardinal season tickets, the chance for your child to be a Cardinal kickoff kid, or $10,000 cash and other prizes. Here's what you do. Look for this tag, buy $10 worth or more. Grab your prize code at checkout and enter it at scoregreatdeals.com. Now let's play football. Get in the game for your chance to win.